Every year, behind the ancient walls of Vatican City, hundreds of priests are trained to confront something most of us refuse to believe exists, not poverty, not sin, but demons. They're armed not with weapons, but with holy water, and the words of a centuries-old ritual. And the question is, if the Vatican still trains exorcists today, what have they seen? For most people, exorcism is a word that belongs to horror movies, but inside the Catholic Church, it's a living, breathing ministry, one recognized by official Vatican documents. Since the year 1614, De Exorcismis et Supplicationibus, Quibus Dam, on exorcisms and certain supplications has served as the official rite, guiding priests through a battle that is said to take place not in the physical world, but in the soul of a human being. The Church insists that evil is not symbolic, it's personal, a place where priests from around the world gather to study cases, pray, and learn how to fight back. The rite of exorcism is not what Hollywood shows us, it's calm, controlled, surgical, a step that, according to Vatican guidelines, is mandatory. Only after medical explanations fail does the ritual begin. The priest recites a precise sequence of prayers in Latin, calling on the power of Christ, the Virgin Mary, and the saints. He commands the spirit to reveal its name, because, as every exorcist is taught, once you know its name you gain power over it. But sometimes the thing inside doesn't want to leave. And that's when the impossible begins. Father Gabriele Amorth, the Vatican's chief exorcist for over 30 years, once said he performed more than 70,000 exorcisms. When asked what he saw, he answered,
"The devil hides behind logic. His victory is making us believe he doesn't exist."
Another exorcist, Father Jose Antonio Fortea, described cases where victims spoke in languages they never learned, where voices came from inside the body but not from the mouth. Some exorcists claim that they've seen objects fly, crucifixes bend, and even shadows moving against the light. Others say it's not the spectacle that terrifies them, it's the silence, the calm, cold stare of a person whose eyes no longer look human. These men are not actors, they're theologians, scholars, soldiers of faith who return to the Vatican each year to report what they've witnessed. And some of those reports have never been made public. According to church records, more than 500 exorcisms are authorized every year in Italy alone. Many of them are quiet, never seen by the public. In one case from 1999, a young woman from Sicily was said to levitate during prayer. Doctors found no medical explanation. In another, a child in Spain reportedly spoke fluent Aramaic, the language of Jesus, despite never having studied it. The Vatican rarely comments on these events. Its official stance: the Church does not verify supernatural phenomena, only the faith of those who witness it. Yet behind closed doors, some priests whisper that evil isn't just rare, it's spreading. In 2018, the Vatican doubled the number of exorcist training courses. By 2023, there were over 1,000 active exorcists worldwide. The Church was preparing for something. Inside the Vatican archives, an underground labyrinth of thousands of documents, there are folders labeled possessiones, inexplicables, unexplainable possessions. Reports describe identical symptoms appearing across different continents, victims who never met each other, speaking the same demonic names. Some documents detail voices claiming to be ancient spirits, even fallen angels mentioned in apocryphal texts like the Book of Enoch. To this day, the Vatican keeps these files locked, and even among priests, few have access to them. But one case stands out above all others, a case that forced the Church to question the very limits of faith and suffering. Her name was Anneliese Michel. In 1975, the 23-year-old theology student from Germany began experiencing violent convulsions, visions, and voices. Doctors diagnosed epilepsy, but Anneliese herself insisted she was possessed. For 10 months, priests performed 67 exorcism sessions. Witnesses claimed she spoke multiple languages, rejected sacred objects, and displayed unnatural strength. When she died in 1976, the Church faced a dilemma. Was she a victim of mental illness or proof of a darker reality? Her case was sealed within Vatican records, but tapes of her exorcisms were leaked years later, revealing a voice that chills listeners even today. The Church has never commented on the authenticity of those recordings, but for exorcists around the world, the Anneliese case remains a warning that the line between the spiritual and the physical is thinner than we think. Today in Rome, new priests still gather in secret rooms, studying the same prayers written 400 years ago. They still bless the same water, and they still believe that evil walks among us. If the Vatican continues to fight an invisible enemy, is it because they know something we don't? Perhaps the greatest trick of all is not that the devil convinced the world he doesn't exist, but that he convinced the world to stop looking. Based on real Vatican archives,